Okay, so today, to connect and explore that connection with our kids a little bit more, we're going to play a game called Make Boring Fun. And you already know the value of this game because, especially with kids, you need to be able to take boring things and make them fun. I mean, even as adults, we need to be able to do that. It's like a lifelong skill. But, certainly with kids, these moments, they come up and they need some fun. And so we're going to do it. We're going to do it together. We're going to exercise that muscle, teach the kids that skill, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to do it together because we do actually have plenty of distractions and ways to make boring fun, ways to distract ourselves from our boredom, like phones and games and toys and computers. And they're effective, but we want to do this other element that's about the togetherness and as a team and with others, in the company of others, we are going to be making boring into fun, which is a whole new thing. It feels like a whole new thing when you're doing it with others, and it even happens faster. It amplifies the fun, I would say. And so that's what we're going to be playing. So next time you are in a line waiting, or at a doctor's office in the waiting room, or sitting there waiting for the restaurant server to bring out your food, you are going to make boring fun. So let's say you're cleaning the house, because that's another one that comes up and it's boring. All right, you're cleaning the house. One thing you could do is, put on music, which is usually the kind of thing that we go to. Music is often used, something like that. But right away, I'm reminding you, that one is kind of more solo. We want to emphasize the togetherness thing. So if you're going to put on music while you're cleaning the house, then you should do it as a dance party so that the people involved are dancing with each other and among each other to the music while they're cleaning the house, while they're sweeping the floor, while they're cooking dinner. And that's how we would make boring fun. Or we could use storytelling. Storytelling is one. Let's say we're cleaning out the bathtub, and so we're in water and we're thinking of stories that we can tell each other about water, stories that happened in our lives that our kids have never heard, or, fun times that we've all had, and we're telling stories about water. Or we can tell jokes about water, tell silly puns or jokes, or just funny things that happened, fusing the funny or the jokes and the stories, like funny stories that happened surrounding water. Or we could get imaginary with it. If we're in the tub still, we're at the beach. We can pretend we're at the beach and, we're going to go digging for some seashells next. And the digging is actually us scrubbing the tiles or something, and that's part of our imaginary play. Or, we can be in role-playing games where we're actually characters. We can come up with characters for ourselves to be. This is actually a real story. I have no idea why, but my daughter used to love for us to pretend to be characters or Subway sandwich store workers. It was anytime we were doing something in the kitchen and she wanted to make it more fun, it was like we were Subway workers. We were working at Subway sandwich shop. And okay, so we could be characters, and in the bathtub, we could be putting together the sandwiches, and that's us scrubbing down the bathroom, or, whatever it is. Or maybe we're just wiping off the countertops at the Subway, and that is us cleaning out the bathtub. But we're doing things that can make the boring fun. Or another one that I love, that I feel we don't often do with kids, and they need to be introduced to it, is the sarcasm. Sarcasm can be so fun and so relieving because it can help you vent at the same time. And we think little kids don't get it, but they do. If only we would expose them to it. My teenager loves it. I don't need to convince anybody of that. The teenagers, they're into it. But we call it opposite day at our house, and that makes great sense to the little kids. The little ones are yeah, opposite day. So everything you say is kind of opposite, and there's fun in that too. Oh my God, I love waiting in this line. This line is moving at such such a slow pace. I can finally relax at the end of my day. This is great. I needed all this extra time to sit and stare at this wall. You know, like whatever opposite day thing, whatever sarcastic thing is going to help vent and make it playful, and the others can play off of it. You guys can go back and forth and just like, you know, fuse the imaginary with the sarcastic. Like, this is like a wondrous jungle of amazing people, you know, and I love these people. Look at this character, and you can make them into characters, and now we're fusing the role play. You know, you can make up stories about their life and storytelling. So whatever, it's, these are the methods. These are the ways that we can try to make boring fun, see how it goes, see how creative you can get, see how playful it feels. And it's like exercising a muscle. You're going to get better at making boring fun, and it's bonding because you get to do it together. And then you have more stories to tell. Like, remember that time we played that game and it was so fun. So all of it becomes layered upon itself and more connecting, and, you know, just sort of like builds more fun into your relationships, so that you kind of know that it's fun. It's fun to be together, even if boring stuff is happening. You know that as a team, you guys have this. There's so much connection and so much play that, you know, whatever's happening is going to be fine. You guys are going to work it out. There's no like boredom, anxiety at all. You know, fun is everywhere, and you can just make it and create it together.